All I ever wanted to do was meet her. I didn't have a phone. My dad didn't have his phone, so I just ran over. It's like, can you sign my shirt? Signed my shirt, gave her a hug, ran away. It's like the most vivid memory I have of like women's basketball growing up. And like, honestly, like I still tell everybody that story because it meant so much to me. It's like so cool.
What happens when a 10-year-old girl meets her basketball idol? For Caitlin Clark, it sparked a journey that would rewrite the record books. In 2012, at a basketball camp, young Caitlin came face-to-face with WNBA superstar Maya Moore. Little did either of them know that this moment would set the stage for a friendship that would rewrite basketball history as we know it. In this video, we'll explore the many times Caitlin has met her hoops hero, their influence on each other, how this relationship is changing the narrative of the old guard versus new era, and setting the stage for Caitlin's record-breaking season. Picture this. A wide-eyed young Caitlin, one of many campers during that day, heart racing as she stands before her basketball hero. Maya Moore, fresh off her first WNBA championship in 2011, towers over the young lady. But something catches Maya's eye. A spark. A determination in this kid that's hard to miss.
I still feel like I was this tall and freaking out, and I ran across the court, gave you a hug. I know. Now I'm like taller than you. Oh my God.
As they chat, Maya sees more than just a fan. She sees potential, raw talent waiting to be unleashed. For Caitlin, this brief encounter ignites a fire that will burn for years to come. It's more than just a meeting. It's the beginning of a story that will captivate the basketball world. Before we dive in, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. How will this moment shape the future of the game? The answer might surprise you.
So it's just really, really cool to think about one of those little girls became Caitlin Clark.
Maya's instincts were spot on. That spark in Caitlin's eye, it became the flame that's lighting up the league. From college scoring queen to WNBA record breaker in her rookie year, Clark's ascent has been nothing short of cosmic. But behind the headlines and highlight reels, a surprising story of mentorship and mutual admiration was unfolding. How did Caitlin and Maya's paths continue to intersect in ways nobody saw coming? Caitlin Clark's journey from starstruck fan to basketball sensation is a testament to raw talent, unwavering determination, and the power of inspiration.
Maya, how does it feel that the best player in the women's game was inspired by you?
Oh man, it's a full circle moment. I remember being 10-year-old Maya going up, hugging, Cynthia Cooper or one of the legends, and just to see that we're still continuing to be able to be connected, to be inspired by each other, to be, family, right? I love the connection.
As a young kid, Clark and her dad, Brent, drove the 4 hours from their home state, Iowa, to Minneapolis to see a Lynx game. Out of sheer geography, Minnesota was Clark's favorite WNBA team growing up. The Lynx were dominating when Clark was watching. Minnesota won 4 WNBA titles, 2011, 2013, 2015, 2017, and were in 2 more finals before Clark graduated high school. As she stepped onto the court at the University of Iowa, it became clear that Clark was destined for greatness. Her college career was a whirlwind of broken records and jaw-dropping performances that left fans and opponents alike in awe. But it wasn't just about scoring. Clark's vision on the court was unparalleled, setting up teammates with precision passes that seemed to defy physics. Her ability to read the game, coupled with her lethal shooting range, made her a nightmare for defenses. Game after game, she etched her name deeper into the annals of college basketball history.
This for college basketball history. She does it with a foul shot. Caitlin Clark becomes the all-time leading scorer in major college basketball history. Passing Pistol Pete Maravich.
The crowning moment of her college career came on her senior night at Iowa. With the crowd holding its breath, Clark surpassed Pete Maravich's long-standing record of becoming the all-time leading scorer in college Division I basketball history. It wasn't just a personal achievement. It was a statement about the evolution of basketball and a challenge to those who would follow. Throughout her meteoric rise, Maya Moore's influence remained a constant source of motivation. Clark never forgot that day at the basketball camp, using it as fuel to push herself further. She often spoke about Moore, saying,
She was the person for me growing up. Like, I think my parents, as me growing up as a young kid, those are the type of people you want your young daughter to idolize.
She was the person for me growing up. Those are the type of people you want your young daughter to idolize. As if the basketball gods themselves were writing the script, Maya Moore made a surprise appearance during a crucial moment in Clark's college career. Before a high-stakes game against Ohio State, Clark was in the middle of an ESPN interview when Moore suddenly joined her on camera. The genuine shock and joy on Clark's face spoke volumes about the depth of their connection.
Maya Moore is...
Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
This moment of mentorship wasn't just about basketball. It was a passing of the torch, a recognition of Clark's impact on the game, and a reminder of the importance of role models in shaping the next generation of athletes. Moore's presence served as a powerful affirmation of Clark's journey and the legacy she was building. As Clark's college career drew to a close, the basketball world held its breath in anticipation of her next move. The transition to the WNBA was not just expected, it was demanded by fans eager to see how her skills would translate to the professional level. In 2024, the Indiana Fever made the easiest decision in draft history, selecting Clark as the first overall pick. From the moment she stepped onto a WNBA court, it was clear that Clark wasn't just there to participate, she was there to dominate. Her rookie season became a highlight reel of broken records and stunning performances. She quickly established herself as not just a scoring threat, but a complete player, setting the record for the most assists in a single game with an eye-popping 19. Clark's impact extended beyond the stat sheet. Her presence on the court electrified crowds, bringing new fans to the game and elevating the profile of the WNBA. She was more than just a player. She was becoming an ambassador for the sport, much like her idol Maya Moore had been before her.
Looking at the type of person and leader that she can be with people was influenced by something that I did, and she can do the same for another little girl, little boy. It's just encouraging.
The relationship between Clark and Moore continued to evolve, now as peers in the professional basketball world. Their interactions, both on and off the court, showcased a mutual respect and admiration that transcended the usual dynamics between veterans and newcomers. It was a refreshing narrative in a sports world often dominated by rivalries and ego clashes. If you've made it this far and are enjoying the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We know watching this video takes some of your time, and we appreciate you. Now back to the action.
But it is so cool to see, just little seeds like that of how we treat each other, how we enjoy each other, how we see each other, and what that means. And now she's growing up, and look at her, and it's super cool. I'm just so proud. I'm so proud of her.
Well, thank you so much.
While Caitlin Clark's star was on the rise, Maya Moore's story took an unexpected turn. What drives a four-time WNBA champion to walk away from the game at her peak? The answer reveals a legacy that reaches far beyond the hardwood. Maya Moore's impact on basketball is the stuff of legends. With 4 WNBA championships under her belt and an MVP award to her name, she was the definition of a superstar. Her accolades read like a basketball wish list: multiple All-Star selections, scoring titles, and Olympic gold medals. On the court, she was unstoppable, a force that could change the game in an instant. But in 2019, at the height of her powers, Moore shocked the basketball world. She announced she was stepping away from the game, not because of injury or burnout, but because she felt called to a different kind of court, one where the stakes were even higher than a championship game.
Life, I walked away 4 seasons ago, but I wanted to officially retire. This is such a sweet time for us and our family, and the work that we've done, I want to continue that in this next chapter.
Moore's decision wasn't about leaving basketball behind. It was about using her platform to make a difference in a way that transcended sports. She turned her attention to social justice work. Moore poured herself into this new arena with the same intensity and dedication that made her a basketball icon. Her work off the court didn't go unnoticed. In 2021, Moore received the Arthur Ashe Award for Courage, recognizing her commitment to fighting for justice and equality. This award, typically given to athletes for their bravery in facing adversity, highlighted how Moore's impact had grown beyond her athletic achievements. But here's where Moore's story intersects with Clark's in a powerful way. Despite stepping away from the game, Moore's influence on young players like Caitlin didn't diminish, it grew. Her actions showed a generation of athletes that their worth isn't just measured in points scored or games won, but in the lives they touch and the changes they inspire. Clark has openly stated that Moore, alongside Clark's parents and former coach Lisa Bluter, have become key influences in how she carries herself on and off the court today.
I wanted to be just like her. I thought I was going to go to UConn when I was growing up, but obviously that's not what happened. But And then obviously for her to be here and surprise me was pretty special. And I felt like I was that young girl again. And it's crazy how life can come full circle. And I think more than anything, like, she's just such a great role model, a great person, not only a great basketball player.
Moore's approach to fan interactions, even at the peak of her career, set a standard that players like Clark have embraced. She once said, "It's super sweet to know that the time you take with the people who love watching you play matters and means something." This philosophy of being present, genuine, and engaged with fans is something Clark has clearly taken to heart in her own career. The ripple effect of Moore's decisions extended far beyond individual interactions. She helped foster a culture of support and inclusivity in women's sports that we see reflected in the relationship between veterans and newcomers today. The narrative of established stars hating on rising talent? Moore and Clark's relationship blows that stereotype out of the water. Moore's legacy isn't just about what she accomplished on the court. She showed that being a great athlete isn't just about personal achievement. It's about lifting others up and using your influence for good. We often talk about breaking records, but what about shattering expectations? As Caitlin Clark stepped onto the court where Maya Moore once dominated, a new chapter in the WNBA was about to unfold. The stage was set for a moment that would bridge generations and redefine the sports landscape. Fast forward to Clark's rookie season in the WNBA. The transition from college superstar to professional athlete is never easy, but Clark made it look effortless. She didn't just adapt to the pro game, she rewrote the rulebook. In a single season, Clark set the record for most assists, becoming the only player to rack up both 100 three-pointers and 300 assists. But it was more than just the numbers. Clark brought an electricity to the game that hadn't been seen since, well, Maya Moore herself. Fans flocked to arenas, TV ratings soared, and suddenly, everyone was talking about women's basketball. Clark wasn't just playing the game, she was changing it. Then came the night that felt like it was scripted by the basketball gods themselves. August 24th, Clark and her Indiana Fever traveled to Minnesota to face the Lynx. But this wasn't just any game. It was the night the Lynx were retiring Maya Moore's jersey. Talk about a full circle moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy now that I get to play in this building. I played in this building in college, and then now playing here as a pro, it kind of comes full circle, but Maya was definitely that person for me, and she was obviously tremendous.
As Clark stepped onto the court, she wasn't just facing another opponent. She was stepping into a legacy. The very arena where she once watched her idol play was now the stage for her own performance. The pressure was immense, but Clark thrived on it. She put up 23 points, showcasing the skills that had made her a sensation. But it wasn't just about the numbers. Clark's presence that night represented something bigger. It was a visual representation of the torch being passed, of one generation of excellence inspiring the next. As Moore's jersey rose to the rafters, Clark stood on the court below, a living embodiment of the impact Moore had on the game. The significance of the moment wasn't lost on Clark. She arrived at the arena wearing black, glittery jeans, a subtle but powerful tribute to her idol. It was a small gesture that spoke volumes about the respect and admiration Clark held for Moore. After the game, Clark's emotions were raw and genuine.
I think, like, just the passion and the joy that you could always see her play with. Like, she always had a smile. She was competitive. She was fiery. But she was just a solid basketball player, and then obviously like a solid individual. And like, you didn't even have to know her on a personal level to be able to understand that. And I think that's like the main reasons of why like I loved her so much.
It was a reminder that no matter how far she'd come, part of her would always be that wide-eyed kid at the basketball camp, meeting her hero for the first time. Moore's impact on the night went beyond her jersey retirement. Her emotional speech resonated with everyone in the arena, especially Clark. "My life is an example of what it looks like when we love a little girl well," Moore said, her words carrying extra weight given Clark's presence. This night wasn't just about celebrating the past, it was about embracing the future. As Clark continues to break records and push the boundaries of what's possible, she does so with the knowledge that she's part of a larger legacy, a legacy that Moore helped build, and that Clark is now tasked with carrying forward. It's a reminder that in women's basketball, success isn't a zero-sum game. When one player excels, the entire sport benefits. Maya Moore and Caitlin Clark's bond isn't just heartwarming, it's changing the game. Their story proves that veterans don't have to tear down newcomers. Instead, they can lift them up, creating a cycle of support that makes everyone better. Clark's meteoric rise isn't just about her skills, it's about the foundation laid by players like Moore, who showed that impact goes beyond the court. Now, as Clark breaks records and brings new fans to the WNBA, she's carrying Moore's legacy forward. It's creating a culture where players support each other, pushing the sport to new heights. The result? more exciting games, bigger crowds, and a brighter future for women in sports. So next time you watch a WNBA game, remember, you're not just seeing great basketball, you're witnessing history unfold, sparked by the power of one generation inspiring the next. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out on the latest news. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.